I thought I could do a little impromptu voiceover because I was typing the captions and I just figured it'd be really interesting to do a voiceover. So I'm just going to talk you through the process, what my brain is talking to me about. And right now I'm looking at, oh, bless me. Excuse me. I am looking at how dry my tumblers are because I'm making some tumblers for my first ever launch that I'm thinking I'm going to do end of February or at the beginning of March. And so it's going to be really small. I have a few mugs, a few tumblers, and a couple other things that I'm thinking about making. So for these tumblers, I need to make a couple more at least. I'm probably going to make 3 or 4 more because it's really good to just have a buffer because things can break in pottery, in transportation, or in the kiln, or when you're firing. There's lots of possibilities that can happen. Yeah, so every time I make a new piece, even if it's the same form, it's kind of wild to think and know that my process has changed quite a bit and learning so much within the same form. Even a month ago, I wasn't really doing this thing that you're seeing right now, scoring and like smushing the clay together to help it combine better whenever I'm doing coils. So yeah, it's just so interesting. Here I'm trimming, and trimming's probably my favorite part now. I used to not love it just because it was intimidating, and I started trimming whenever I was starting on the wheel, but ever since I started doing hand building at home, it's just a soothing process, and it's a different experience whenever you start throwing and then hand building at home. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's soothing. Just something about carving the clay slowly and then not having it perfect, because you can never be perfect, especially in hand building. You can probably get pretty close to perfect in throwing on a wheel, but in hand building it's just impossible. But I really love how organic feeling it is whenever I do create like a simple mug or tumbler by hand building, because I don't know, it just truly feels hand built. And whenever I throw something on the wheel, sometimes it just doesn't feel as authentic because it can almost be perfect, but it's not perfect because it's obviously built with my own bare hands. And there's just something about it for me where I just feel like it should either just be 100% perfect or 100% imperfect. So sometimes I feel like I should just be more of a hand builder than throwing on the wheel. But I don't know, I just really like throwing on a wheel too, just different process and different mindset, you know? And hand building at home is just fun to do at home. I just figured out that you can brush your pottery to smooth it out a little bit. It's just kind of a new thing that I'm experimenting, and I love that it can still offer texture, but you're still smoothing it out. It's just a different process. Here's just a fun little clip. Oh, and there's Merx, my buddy. He's the best. And he's just so dang cute. Always sleeping on little comforters. So yeah, I think I'll take a little break from this little voiceover. Probably will peek back in, but you'll see this delicious meal that I cook for me and my husband. peeking back in with this voiceover. So you're gonna see me here working on a new piece that I have yet to finish. It's still wrapped up, trying to stay moist. I don't really like that word. But I'm trying to make this like vase sculptural thing just because I've been making a lot of the same forms, which is the form of a mug or a tumbler. I like really functional pottery just because I think doing or making a cup or a tumbler or a mug is just really great practice and a good warm-up. But I think there's merit to trying new things. So I'm trying out more vessels, like vases, sculptural things, just to get my creativity going. And I was trying to go for this, I don't know what I was trying to go for. I was like trying to go for this like round looking thing, but at the end of it, it kind of looked more like a bubblegum machine. Maybe I'll insert a little picture here, but I don't know if this will see the kiln. I might just smash it up and reuse the clay, but regardless, it was just a fun little process. So lots of learning that I did with this. I typically use coils to build my pieces upwards, but what I figured out is it's just better to make longer coils or like slabs rather than like piecemealing it like you see here, just because there's like a lot less connections you have to make to the clay that's already on there. The more connections that you have to make, the less stable your piece is. So just a little pro tip there. Should I even call it a pro tip? I'm not really a pro at all. I'm very novice. Novice, I believe, means beginner, correct? Oh man, I'm not very good at vocabulary. I'm very beginner, so there is a beginner tip there for you. Oh boy, every weekend that I do pottery, I have to clean up my desk just because my office acts as my little art studio as well. And if you're not cleaning up your space, you should be, because pottery, there are things that are in clay and in glazes that are not very good for your health. So definitely take the time to clean your space at least once a week so the dust isn't just floating around. It's just not going to be good for you long term. So it's also just a really good reset. I do this extremely part-time and mostly it's a hobby. So if you're craving that original workspace for your art, don't be discouraged if you don't have it, because you just have to meet yourself where you are. So where I'm at right now is I have the opportunity to make my office into like an art space too, so that's what I did. And there's me crying because the work week started, but I do really love my job, so I'm not really complaining. It's just me wanting to do more pottery. Another thing that I'm working on is eating better food and nourishing my body with really nutritious food. And one thing that's been really helping me is just making my plate really pretty and colorful and eating foods that I really like. So I'm making like a really yummy avocado toast situation here. And yeah, put a little fried egg on top of there. Had some prosciutto, some baby heirloom tomatoes, and I think I had a couple dates on there as well. So this was super yummy. was craving lots of change. Not change, but I just needed something new, so I took the time to rearrange my desk. And I think I like it. It's probably not very good for my eyeballs because I look at the screen and it's backlit, but I might keep it.
I've been feeling slightly insecure about pottery in the sense of trying to keep up with content creation, especially on Instagram. Not so much on YouTube, because YouTube, I'm in it for the long run. But for Instagram, it's hard because in order to be quote unquote relevant, everyone says you have to be posting almost every single day, and I'm definitely not every single day type of poster. There's just no way for me to create that much content for pottery, because pottery for me takes so long because I dedicate almost only weekends to it. I wish I could dedicate more time, but as a person who works full time, it's kind of hard to dedicate more than the weekend to it. And so if you ever visit my Instagram, it's always unfinished work, and even on here, it's always been unfinished work. Not that they're going to not be finished, but they're going to be finished. It's just taking me multiple weeks, and I'm learning to be okay with that. I have learned so much patience with pottery. I think something that I'm very bad at is being consistent, and it's been like 9 months now of me learning how to do pottery. So yeah, just gonna keep consistent, keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm not gonna focus on having to quote unquote deliver content all the time.
From the silence of the vlog, which my primary focus is to not talk too much on the vlog because I don't really like the way that I talk, but I was just having some thoughts, so I think it's okay in some moments, but I so desperately want to do pottery right now, but I'm so tired, and I've been thinking about it, and I don't know when the last time was when I just sat down and just watched a show for hours on end, and it's been many hours. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm wanting to do pottery still, and I'm telling myself that I'll do it at 3 o'clock, and it's 2:42 right now. I don't know if it's gonna happen today, but I just feel really inspired, but I just feel so lethargic and tired, and I have cramps. I have a heating pad right now, so I don't know what's gonna happen, but I just wanted to put a little announcement out there that it's okay to rest, and it's okay to feel inspired. But when you are inspired, draw it, write it down, do something with your ideas. Don't just let it sit in your brain. Do something, whether it's actually getting up and doing the thing or just like writing it down. So I just jotted down my notes like in a screenshot form, and I'm gonna write it down in Notion right now. And I'll probably get up and do pottery because I really want to do it.
but it has been very nice to just sit here and watch a show for many hours. Anyways, back to the vlog.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you made it this far, I'm so happy you're here. I just did some thrifting and treated myself to a coffee because I haven't bought myself coffee in a long time. So it's really cool just to go to a nearby coffee shop and just treat myself. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next vlog.